no matter what job you do, okay, if you're very competent at it, like a company's really good at something and has a good environment that people live that work in, and they tell other people that work there, it's an advantage when you're recruiting new people for your company. And this video is going to be for my Dodger brethren, so it'll get 10 views, but at least I'll have my say. But the Dodgers are run that way. Now, before there was the Dodger way, and you did have a lot of. That's what it is. It's about winning, bringing homegrown talent, bringing it up until it was perverted by the McCourt years when they didn't have any money. And then when he sold the team, thank God for his divorce, the Dodgers became what they are. And it took them a while to get the wheels turning. Throwing money at things does not work, but they have to rebuild the farm system, and then they go through and get the free agents they need. But they have a farm system that supports it, and you can see that over the last couple of seasons because they've had injuries on the pitching staff that's been shored up by the farm system. Okay, and they still have a real good farm system. They do have a lot of pitchers, a lot of outfielders, a lot of infielders in the system that are top notch and get developed. But the Dodgers are always looking to win, and they get the best of the best. So we know the bullpen was not really good last year, which was weird because it was the number one thing in the year before. I just thought it was ironic. Dodgers won the World Series with a messed up bullpen. Remember in the Padre game and in the World Series, they threw a bullpen game. But the bullpen was top notch then. Everything was well. Ask the Padres and their 26 innings of no-hit ball. Okay, in 24. So in 25, their bullpen was crap. And they survived through it till their starting pitching came back in the line, because the year before their starting pitching was shot, except for Yamamoto. Now it's back. It was back firm right before the playoffs, and you saw what happened. There was no bullpen. They were just starters going out there and going, "We're going to win." As Yamamoto said, losing is not an option. Okay, so the Dodgers adapt. The Dodgers adapt pieces in order to win, take their strengths. A lot of teams don't do that, and frankly, Dave Roberts has gotten better at it. It's taken a few years, but he's gotten better at it and reached for a lot of the stuff he felt would work as opposed to the numbers. I.e., see Andy Paez coming in the ninth inning in Game 7 of the World Series. If you know, you know. So it brings me to them signing Edwin Diaz, which made sense. Number one closer, they went after him like they did with Tanner Scott. Tanner Scott turned out to be a flop. Most teams would say, "No, can't do it. No, we can't do it." They said, "Screw it, we're going for it." And if Tanner Scott has a comeback year, you have an 8, you have a 9. Eighth inning guy, Tanner Scott. Ninth inning guy, high pressure, Edwin Diaz. Good luck with that, guys. Especially if you get Yamamoto dealing, or Snell dealing, or Ohtani dealing. It just will be there. But here's where it gets really interesting. So at first, I thought people were just playing games for clickbait. Tarek Skubal from the Detroit Tigers is the best pitcher in the league. Okay, I might be a little bit, but might be overstating it, because you still have Yamamoto, you got Paul Skeens. But I think right now Skubal by himself is close to Yamamoto. We'll just say for number one for now, for the sake of the argument. So I kept hearing rumors that the Tigers, again, your number one pitcher, you don't want to pay him because he's a pitcher. The Dodgers coughed up all that money for Yamamoto. He never pitched in the major leagues. He won 2 World Series with him, and last year he was the man that drove it. Go figure. The Tigers don't want to pay him, so they want to get out of the contract. So there have been rumors they want to trade him. But who are you going to trade Tarek Subal for to, who gives you value? Because the one thing they understood is that what happened when Mookie Betts was traded to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers gave him a few players that were okay, but they're not with the team anymore. It was a total, and then they extended Betts, and the rest is history. But that really left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. So if the Tigers are going to do it, they want to do it. They want to do it and get something back. And I thought, well, okay, that's crazy. What team would you get rid of your number one pitcher like that? Well, keep forgetting who I'm talking about. So the rumors kept flying around, and they wanted him Sheehan, this, that, and that. I go, no, the Dodgers aren't going to do it. You get to the winter meetings, and then the rumors got bigger. And the rumors came then from credible sources, really credible sources. And the names that have been bounding around is that the Dodgers were entertaining an idea to trade for Tarek Subal, and in the deal would be Tyler Glasnow. And then they would get Evan Sheehan and a bunch of other guys. Because the Dodgers farm system can support that. You can support all that, and you can give up a starting pitcher, a really good starting pitcher, and another really good pitcher for Tarek Subal, and it won't hurt you because you plug him in and you got a Roki Sasaki waiting in the wings. So the point being is, this is how you do business because you have a foundation to build on. The Dodgers can trade for Tarek Subal whether they do it or not because they have the assets that the Detroit Tigers want. That the Tigers can trade, and the Dodgers trading that doesn't hurt them because they still have replacements, and Subal becomes part of a very scary pitching staff. Yamamoto, Snell, Subal, Ohtani, Sasaki, who's coming into his own. Again, this isn't about money. The Dodgers aren't even spending money. They're giving assets that other teams don't have. You see? Could they pay him later? Sure. Or they may lose Subal to free agency. That's not the point. Is that they know that windows close fast. And the idea of going three-peat like the Yankees did is really appealing to these guys. And so to do it and take it, it wouldn't even be a risk because even if you lose Subal, you still have Snell, you still have Yamamoto, you still have Ohtani, you still have Sasaki. And then you still have people in the farm system replace them. This is why if your owner goes, well, the Dodgers are ruining baseball, look what they're doing to us, or then look at what your team is doing. Because in this situation, the Dodgers aren't spending money, they're using assets they have. And just because your team doesn't have assets to trade for a Subal, that's their team's problem. And also, to the Detroit Tigers, do it, I guess, but I got a bad feeling you're not going to like it. But hey, if you're willing to do it because you don't want to pay him, or you think he's whatever, sure, Dodgers take it off your hands because they can give you the pieces and still have many in place.